This is Joseph Anderson, CEO and founder of Connex Ecommerce, and today I'll be discussing custom sales order workflows. Our company Connex automates data entry between accounting and back office systems. I'm also the author of two books on running a successful business, The $20 SaaS Company and Firing Your Way to Success. Your business for custom workflows is complex. You're creating sales orders because you lack the inventory to sell. You get an order, you contact their supplier, and when the supplier delivers the product, then you ship it to the customer. So here's your workflow. The order's created, you put in a sales order, you're creating a PO, then you're creating an item receipt, and finally when the order ships, it's an invoice and then a payment. This is a pretty complex workflow that you have. Most companies are hand entering the purchase orders, the sales orders, and invoices. You're probably relying on a data entry person, and if you're small enough, I bet even the owner or manager is spending part of their day. One of my clients said they spent 6 orders a week hand entering these transactions. Not only are you hand entering the data, most accounting tools that I've seen do not support sales orders. So you're either using QuickBooks Online or Enterprise, which I'll discuss later in the video, or you have a third-party add-on. So one of the issues with this complex process is there's no way to 2x, 5x, or 10x. If you had 1,000 orders a year and you went to 10,000, that's 10,000 times a sales order, a purchase order, an invoice, and a payment. It's a lot of transactions that you're making by hand, and you're relying on data entry staff, which is a high turnover position. Most companies that offer workflow automation are ERP solutions. The issue is that the cost is extraordinary and the cost of a data entry person is less than an ERP. Not only that, you're having to move from your accounting system to an ERP, which can cause downtime, cost a lot of money and resources to do. So that's the challenge. You're trying to automate a process, but you need to do it for a fairly affordable rate. Now let's keep in mind, what systems can you use for creating sales orders and invoices? Like to create the sales orders, you can use QuickBooks Online or Enterprise unless you want to get a third-party inventory management add-on. In this example, I've used QuickBooks Enterprise. You can see I have a pretty complex list of transactions I can use. I can create my sales orders, create a purchase order, receive inventory. It's pretty much the image that I described earlier, and it's what I recommend for this particular setup. The benefit of QuickBooks Online is that your end users can create QuickBooks orders. It's multi-user, it's very simple for a team, it's all web-based. QuickBooks Online is pretty affordable for a team of 5 people. But one of the challenges you're going to get with QuickBooks Online is there's no way to split a sales order into multiple sub-orders automatically. Whereas if you go into Enterprise, there's a box and you can choose which items in the order you want to fulfill. And I'll show that to you in a moment. From what I've seen with QuickBooks Online, you have to create the invoices and the purchase orders by hand. And if you have an order with 20 line items, it's going to be very difficult. From my experience, our companies who work with us sell B2B and they have a small number of orders, but they have a lot of line items in them. That's something you need to be careful. Now with QuickBooks Enterprise, is pluses and minuses. Your end users can create sales orders in QuickBooks Enterprise, but you're going to need a remote desktop. It's hard to work with teams, multiple users in the QuickBooks Enterprise. Third-party developers like Connex can assist with creating the sales orders and closing them with invoices and creating the POs, whereas with QuickBooks Online, as of the time of this video, there's no API, which means that you have to do a lot of work by hand. So they have a pretty basic module. You can split the transactions in QuickBooks Enterprise into multiple sub-invoices, and I recommend QuickBooks Enterprise for this particular solution. Here's an example of QuickBooks Enterprise. You can select which items you want to split. So what am I getting with QuickBooks Online? I don't have the ability to use a software like Connex to automate this workflow. You're getting multi-user access collaboration. Online is easier to sync with multiple systems because it's web-based, whereas Enterprise, it's a web connector. It's a little more difficult to sync, but it is possible. You are getting a basic sales order module with Connex with your QuickBooks Online. However, there's no integrations, so you're kind of stuck making the sales orders by hand, but you are getting a lower monthly fee. But what are you losing with QuickBooks Online? Enterprise has that advanced inventory management, whereas QuickBooks Online does not. There's no warehouses, there's no man part numbers or barcodes, there's no way to do bill assemblies, no way to do inventory site transfers, no way to split a sales order into multiple invoices. You're pretty much copy pasting sales orders into POs and invoices. And if you have multiple line items, this can be really troublesome. Enterprise can hold a lot more orders and customers than online, and it's better for a bigger business. Now that I've described what you're gaining and losing with QuickBooks Online Enterprise, let's talk a little bit about Connex and how we. With the Connex e-commerce rules engine, we can pre-process and post-process the transactions. When the order is created, we'll make a sales order. When it's updated in the website, we'll create the invoice and close it out with a payment. We can automate the creation of the POs. We can also map the deposit accounts, the AR accounts, based on payment methods and currencies. We can make those sales look like a data entry person hand entered them perfectly. Most people don't know the full functionality of our rules engine. In this screenshot, you can see us mapping discount codes, shipping methods, and tax codes. In this example here, I have made a rules engine. I've made a rule to automatically close the sales orders based on a status like fulfilled or shipped. So I can tell the software based on an update in Shopify or ShipStation to close it out. Here at Connex, our mission is to help you automate so you can scale your business with ease. And let's talk a little bit about our integrations. We work with QuickBooks Online Enterprise, Acumatica, Microsoft Dynamics, Odoo, Sage Intacct, Zoho Books, Xero. Work with a wide variety of selling channels and CRM tools like Odoo CRM, Zoho, Salesforce. We have a lot of customers that want to enter their quotes into the CRM and then sync them back to their accounting system. We also integrate with ShipHero, ShipStation, Shopify, Amazon, and for a full list, check out our site at connexecommerce.com/integrations. And for 15 years, my team and I have developed our software to make it work for customers like you. And I'm here to answer any questions about Connex e-commerce. Feel free to reach out to us at our website at connexecommerce.com. Thank you.